Hello, I'm Nelson Moore, returning student at Vol State, an unconventional student. I had not planned on coming back to school, and I was, previous to returning to school, I was a truck driver driving over the road. Searching through Craigslist, I was trying to find a job local, and I saw where they had a Rising Star Songwriters Contest at Puckett's. And I had always written songs for my own entertainment, my family's entertainment, and I figured I would like to check that out to see what people thought of my songs. Driving over the road, I would pretend I was on Grand Ole Opry and sing and make up songs, and I thought, I'd like to check that out. So I entered a contest, not thinking of it as a contest, but as an opportunity to find out what people thought of my music. And I was blessed to get to the semifinals. Martina McBride and her husband voted for me. That was, to me, was as big as winning. And I was at College Street at the Employment Center telling the veterans rep there that what I had done. And he said, why don't you go back to school for music? Well, no, he didn't say for music. He said, why don't you go back to school? And I said, what for? And he said, for music. And I'm like, well, I don't read notes. I don't know music. I just make up songs. And he said, well, Vol State has a really good music program. And he said, you being a vet, there's a new program coming out called VREP for veterans your age. Why don't you go down there and see Ken, who is very good with veterans? And so I had the time, and I came down to Vol State, talking to Ken about it. And when I went to the advisor, he said that you're fortunate. We just now started a songwriters program where you can get an associate degree in songwriting. Well, needless to say, with my age and overweight, I ran into some obstacles at school. It was hard to fit into the desk. Desk actually would cut into my stomach and be uncomfortable to sit there for 40 minutes. And they furnished me with chairs that were either armchairs or chairs that were open to where I could use that and have a desk available for me to use to fit into. Also, at first, when I was in a couple of my classes, I've never been one to be real quiet, and so I would say what was on my mind. And a few times in my first semester, there were young people who snickered at some of the things I said, and I know it embarrassed me, but I knew that I was here for the education and for what I could get out of it. And I knew that there's always going to be somebody to snicker. There'll always be somebody who doesn't accept you. So I made it purposely that I would not be troubled by anything around me and stay focused, and that's what I did. And also, in my first semester of history, I actually failed history. There's a program where there's student instructors, and I go to the SI, and that has helped me tremendously. There's a young lady who holds a class in the cafeteria before each test, and we go over the notes, we go over the essays, we talk about what is happening in a chapter, and it has saved me with my history grades. As far as acceptance from the students, as time has gone by, students have accepted me incredibly. I know I have lifetime friends now with many of the students and faculty. I am also president of the Student Government Association. I was vice president of the music club. I have been blessed to have, last year there was a co-write song and one that I wrote alone that got on the spring album. This year I have 2 that I've written that are now on the spring album. One of the students who is singing one of my songs is a voice student who does very well in his voice singing, and he also is a director of his church, and he is going to do 2 of my gospel songs also. The young lady that is recording my song is a promising country star. That is her goal. I know she'll make it, and I am so excited that she's already doing 2 of my songs, and there's another one she's looking at. Do I have a bright future? Yes. Was it easy? No. Would I do it again? Yes. I found out through a representative coming into our psych class that Lindsey Wilson uses Ball State as a satellite, and you can get a bachelor's degree right here on campus, and if you desire so, you can go on to get a master's degree right here on campus. I actually have a daughter and a son who are attending Ball State right now. My daughter does hers online, and my son is here every day with me. We ride to school, which is an extreme blessing since the fact that I was gone so long. All I can tell you is this: if you are here watching this film, you've returned to school. Get involved with as many things as you can. Do not be afraid to take advantage of any help that is offered throughout. They have one thing, I have a paper that's due coming up, and I'll be going to there's a writing lab that helps you with your essays. My average last time I checked was 3.6, so even with the failure, I am not failing. I will be graduating with honors in May. It's hard work. You can't think it's easy, but you can know that you can succeed at it. Take advantage of every helpline that's out there. Get involved in the clubs. Think of the clubs as a way to get involved with people that have similar things that you like. Contact with students that, no matter what their age is, you can learn something from them. You can share things with them. You can make friends. You can help them. It's an experience that has taken me from the isolation of truck driving to socializing to a degree of personal and social acceptance that I would never trade. And I am so grateful that I've done this.